If there ever was a time to lighten up, it's Christmas. If there ever was a time to cheer up, then it's now.
Frosty the Snowman, boo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. Hello everybody, here we are, day three of Tammy's Found Art Advent Calendar and Survival Guide. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit of a slow starter. And what I really wanted to do is get out here early this morning, out here in this beautiful nature, and show you what I saw outside my window this morning. You guessed it, frost. It was the most beautiful frost. And that just got me thinking about the word frost. I think, oh my God, what a great word that is, and what a beautiful thing it is. I just can't hardly believe that all those tiny little dewdrops get frozen up in all those beautiful little shapes. It just makes my heart sort of sing when I look out and see it. But then I started thinking, actually, you know, but also it's kind of a destructive thing, because frost it can kill things. You know, it kills little plants. It probably kills little insects. I mean, it would kill your feet if you went out walking in the cold. So I started thinking about that, and I thought, well, that's a funny little balance, isn't it? Something that's very beautiful and at the same time very dangerous. So I went and looked it up. I looked up the word frost, and I found out that it came from a term that's called hoar, H-O-A-R, not what you think. It's hoar frost, and that comes from an old word that represented something old and venerable and gray and something that deserved respect, because it kind of reminded those people from the olden days of the tiny feather hairs that starts to appear on a person's face or on a person's head when they start to go gray, so sort of like some of us are right now. And so I thought, well, that's great. It's something to do with age, and it's something to do with respect, and it's something to do with getting a little older, and being a little white, being a little gray. And I thought, well, that kind of applies to some of us, and it also applies to some of us that as we get a bit older, we do get a bit frosty, don't we? And I started to think, well, that's okay. I think it's kind of all right that we get a little bit frosty. I think that we ought to respect that. I think we ought to respect the fact that we've lived a long time and we've formed a few opinions, and we're going to stand by those opinions and be who we are no matter what other people say. But then I started to think, well, you know what? That's a little dangerous too, isn't it? Because sometimes we get really stuck in our ways, and we get so frosty that we just, you know, sort of freeze up and freeze up not just on the edges, like frost sort of attaches itself to the little blades of grass, but we're going to freeze all the way down into our heart, and we certainly don't want that to happen. So I started to think, well, maybe we need to just think about the beauty of frost and respect that in our lives, but also be aware of the dangers of frost and not let ourselves get too hard and fast and frozen in place, and just be a little bit more flexible. And then I remembered what happens in the mornings when you look out your window and there's frost all over the place, and it's all white and crusty and beautiful, and the mist is rising off it. And as the sun starts to go up into the sky a little bit, what happens is the frost just melts in the path of the sunlight. And I thought, let's think about that as we go into the holiday season. As we sort of try to stand our ground and we feel a bit frosty, we get a little bit irritated with people, let's just think about how the sun might melt us a little and make us just a little bit more open to celebrating the holiday spirit, even though maybe we feel like times are hard at the moment. So think about that, and come back here tomorrow and see what Tammy's going to be talking about on day 4. See you later.
If there ever was a time to lighten up, it's Christmas. If there ever was a time to cheer up, then it's now. If there ever was a time to relax and have a ball, just decorate the tree and give your friends a call. If there ever was a time to lighten up, it's now.